Good afternoon, this is Media Center Ukraine, Odesa, and we continue our work. You can watch us online on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel. You can also ask your questions online. Just use the messengers that you can now see on your screen. Our current topic is presentation of the Defender Dames of the South Patriotic Calendar for 2024. And our speakers are Natalia Gumenyuk, the head of the Joint Coordination Press Center of the Defense Forces of Southern Ukraine, Arkadiy Mkrtchyan, deputy of Odesa District Council, volunteer, and Kateryna Shalyapina, deputy head of the NGO Way Home, and Oksana Kozyrenko, the officer of the civil cooperation of the Defense Forces of South Ukraine operative count. And now I would give floor to Arkadiy Mkrtchyan. Good afternoon. The things that are happening now in our country, the situation is rather difficult, and that was an idea just to make some emotional for our defenders, for our female defenders. And I'm not a military person, and I could mistake in, but the statistics is that around 10% of women are in the armed forces of Ukraine, and that would like to do something good for for girls. And I just offered that to Natalia Gumenyuk, and that's how the calendar was created. I can say that maybe this is the best result that we could get, but it was rather emotional, and I think that we're successful. Could you just tell us what was your first reaction to this idea? The first thing that I thought is that the Lord is the mental health of the Ukrainian nation has been discussed a lot in our society, and I believe that this could be achieved through female emotions. Of course, there is gender equality, but all people are individual, and individuality is also about gender. And women just have their own specifics, and we can see how our female soldiers they remain women. And when it look deeper, that we are all defenders, because this is our oath to defend our homeland and to be guardians, to be guardians of our homes, so women, or to be guardians of our state. And we think that actually this is reflected in the calendar. Those have defend the south of Ukraine, they also see a lot of challenges, and they can also defend Ukraine. Kateryna. Way to Home supports civilians. We work with IDPs, children, and we help IDPs just to continue living in our city. And we also support women. There is the separate area for gender equality. And I would like to thank our women that you just helped us just to see your soul and to show your how feminine you are, and you are tender, and on the other hand you have a lot of strength to do what you do. It is very important for me, and I am proud And just that we can show you. When we were working with this calendar, no one believed us that those women are real soldiers, because we have some foreign citizens. They said, no, these are models. It is impossible that such beautiful women defend Ukraine. And when you tell your story, what you do. And I think that we can say once again that Ukrainian women are the most beautiful and the strongest. And thank you very much for giving us this possibility to show this. Oksana, what can you tell about the project? First of all, I would like to thank Arkadiy for this idea, for this beautiful calendar. When I saw it yesterday, it was rather emotional because we saw these glossy pages, and I saw the women whom I just work with every day. And in the armed forces of Ukraine, the defense forces, all women are beautiful. And we have the representatives of the staff and also those women who serve on the front line, where it is dirty and it is just very frightening, but they remain beautiful women. They take care about themselves, and this calendar demonstrates that women, Ukrainian women, look are tender, are feminine, both in the military uniform and also in dresses. I would like to thank Way for Home for this project, and I believe that all girls are inspired. This is just wow. And I think that, as far as I understand, the main idea is to show women both in the army and in everyday life. That was actually, yes, one of our objectives, but this is also a charitable project. Some part of calendars will be sold, perhaps through auctions. We will think about this, and the money earned will be spent to buy something for women. We've discussed that already. We don't have ideas, but we have our professional colleagues, and I think that they will help us with ideas. And we will buy for our beautiful women, not only those who are in calendar, but those who are on the front line. What price would you like to have? And I would like to have this calendar to be very expensive, because I can see that no money in the world is enough to buy this calendar. I know how much we have invested in terms of money and efforts in this calendar. It could be like the price could be 2,000 or like hryvnias or even more, because we want to collect as much money as possible. Perhaps someone wants to buy the calendar signed by Ms. Gumenyuk for 50,000 hryvnia. We will be only happier. The more money we can raise, the more we can buy for the women on the front line. If all these soldiers' models sign the documents, it could cost even 50,000. And it is very difficult to have all the girls, the women in one place, and that's initial photo session that's requires a lot of efforts, and Oksana just took us to different places. That was very difficult. And we will have the presentation of this calendar for soldiers, when we will have all these girls, when we will present all the women who were involved in the project to the society, to journalists. And they will sign it, and we will try to sell it. So what about casting? And that was very simple. We need representatives of different areas of defense forces, and it was, or we just offered participation for all structures, and we select people, not only those people who have this model face, model appearance, but also the person reflecting different activities of the defense forces. And all women, you can see what these women do in the army, and you can see the wide spectrum of the professions that are mastered by women in the army. I think the journalist will ask this question. I will be the first. Why can't we find you in this calendar? This is only the beginning. So in 1 year, we can expect to have you in the calendar. Hopefully. Have you been contacted with some authorities or for some just famous people to get this calendar free of charge? I receive a lot of telephone calls. They ask me to have this calendar and saying, "You remember that I will have the calendar, or my commander will need to have this calendar, but we will not be able to satisfy everyone. We've made a decision that all participants will get this calendar." And some officials from the city will also get this calendar, will present this calendar, but only for them to see what beautiful women serve in the defense forces. They just forget that we have women, and they need to have their own things, like gender-based. And that's why I would like to remind them that not only men serve in our army, but we will try to sell this calendar, not just to disseminate it. We understand that different people are involved in different activities. Some people donate for drones. But we will continue just raising money and hopeful for our victory. Girls is our victory. But you can sell to officials. They are the rich people. This is a very good idea. But I do not want to comment upon this. But that actually was our initial idea. This should be the basis to motivate, to raise money, just to support the units. I would like that in all this process, we should remember about the reason. And before that, we had this calendar for internally displaced women, for them to feel more sure about themselves, to show their femininity. Yes, it's great that if, thanks to our colleagues, we will understand what amount we need to raise. We don't have a lot of such calendar. And first of all, we should remember about just to make a holiday for women, to make a small holiday when it comes to commerce, autographs. Everything is very important. But first of all, I would like to thank our defenders, because this is for you to see who you are. One more question. We will have the calendar of the defenders, like male defenders of the South. Why not? And this is only a start. This is only one of the projects. And we can have different follow-ups. We have a lot of ideas to be implemented. We will just need time for that. And just like the question to the model, what was the most difficult during shooting for you? perhaps nothing. Just they told me to be myself, and that was not difficult. And I think that it was not difficult for our girls, because we're girls. Have you seen any difficulties? Of course, when you do something, you can always face some challenges. But when we invited our models, it took for the shooting around 6 hours. Our colleague Sergei Lutsenko provided the premises of the retraining centers. Their staff, these were hairdressers, makeup professionals, and we have the team of around 15 persons. So we saw challenges at every stage, but these were very positive challenges. And I remember that when we discussed that with Kateryna, and that it was offered just to have champagne for girls, and I said to models that you can drink champagne or eat something, and they told me no. No one wanted to drink champagne, and that was the biggest challenge for me. No one wanted to drink champagne. We just wanted to create a very friendly atmosphere for girls to feel comfortable, because we understand that these are soldiers. They were told to arrive at like shooting at precise time, so they arrived. They like stood in a row. But we wanted to create the atmosphere of this holidays, festive atmosphere, and that's why we had champagne. But perhaps we won't have it the next time. I just would like to wish you to raise as much money as possible, and you can provide it to Zelensky free of charge. And thank you for presenting this calendar. This is the last briefing for today.